Hey guys, Lizard Lee here for day 3 of Christmas ornaments. So I finished the Nutcracker yesterday, and the gingerbread man is right under. So hopefully I can finish more than one today, but if I can only finish one, at least I still finish one, right? I'm probably gonna do the Christmas tree just because, I already did the other two on this page, so why not? Man, that Nutcracker was really colorful. Ay, ay, ay. My hair looks so short when I have it up like this. It looks like I have barely any hair at all. It is funny. Anytime I go to work and I see a new person and they see me take my hair down for the first time, they're like, "Your hair's so long!" My hair is really, really thin. Like, when you put it up like this, it doesn't look like I have that much hair. I have length. I don't have volume. Yeah, I've been trying to upload Christmas Ornaments Day 2 since 5 a.m. and it's 8, so it's been 3 hours, and it's been stuck between 60 minutes and 80 minutes the entire time. It's taken more than 3 times the time it told me it would. I don't know what's up with that, but it's at 81 minutes now, so it's just time remaining just keeps going up and up and up. Yay! Yeah, I didn't get to talk too much about Japan yesterday, so hopefully in my narration I will talk about it some more. I'm telling you, I didn't mean to portray Japan in a bad light. I do love it there. I have a preference for Europe, but I do love Japan. It really annoys me anytime I talk to, and usually, in this case, it's usually Americans I'm talking to, and there's, "Oh, Japan is so great, I want to go there so badly." Like, they hype it up so much that they think it's like the most ideal place in the world, and there's no place in the world that's ideal. Like, every place has its screw-ups. And I don't think it's a good thing when people forget about the bad things in places. Like, if you want to trash America, which people do all the time, one of the first things people talk about is how much fast food we eat. So a lot of people are obese here. You wouldn't want people being like, "Oh yeah, freedom, freedom, freedom," and not talking about the bad things. Because then when you get there and you learn about the bad things, it's even worse. If you go there and you're prepared for them, it's not going to make you feel worse. Because, hey, I already knew this was an issue. You know what I mean? So Japan is great. But be aware that, there are issues. It's not perfect. Just because you really like anime and manga doesn't mean you're gonna love Japan. Now, if you like Japanese food, you're definitely gonna love it there. I'm not big on Asian foods, so I love rice, but I hate spicy foods. And the only fish I like are shrimp and tuna fish. That's it. I've tried a ton of other fish, and they've all been nasty. And I'm not even going to try sushi because the smell gags me. So, no, thank you. Raw fish, not for Liz. But all my other friends who liked Asian food loved eating, everything. So, that's a plus for most people. Yeah. I said I was going to talk about a narration, then I talked about it here. I want to make sure I address it because I don't want people thinking that it's a horrible place. Don't go there. You should. It is a great place. Just, don't let your expectations be so high that you're disappointed when you get there. Yeah. I don't really know what to talk about. Tessa's over there sleeping. It's really chilly in here. I might put my jacket on because I'm cold. I forgot to put the Post-it note on there again. There you go. It's on there for a few seconds. That'll be good enough. Yeah, so I don't start work until 5:30 and it's 8:10. So, I'll finish up around 3:30ish, I want to say, maybe, and then I'll do the narration. If I can't do the narration until after I get home, that's fine. I mean, I get off of work at 9:30, so I'll get home and probably be like super exhausted. So I'd rather do it sooner rather than later, but we'll find out. You know, it's something I'll talk about in the narration. So yeah, Christmas tree time! Yay! All right, I just finished the Christmas tree. It's only 12:47, so hopefully I'll still have time after this narration to work on another one, but I want to get this done as soon as possible, so, you know, if I get to work, I won't be exhausted when I come home to try and work on this. I've been having a really fun time working on these. This Christmas, excuse me, this Christmas tree as it forms, I did the entire thing upside down. So it all looks totally different to me compared to what I'm seeing right now, like what I saw earlier. I'm kind of confused because the tree is like just floating there. There's like no stand or anything. So I'm kind of tempted to like just put a black line under the tree so it doesn't look like it's floating there. It's on a stand hidden behind the presents. But, you know, I don't know. I may do it. I may not. Guess we'll just see as time goes on. Because I still have a little while before, you know, I'll need to work on it. Because, well, actually, because there's French knots in all of them, I'll probably end up just doing 4 at a time, cutting them out and shaping them, and so on and so forth. But you never know. Well, we'll see how it goes. I am really hungry, so I'll probably eat lunch after this narration, and then I'll work on the next one. I still don't know what my next one is going to be. It could just be the snowflake to make sure I finish a second one today. But, you know, like I said, I don't know. I could do one of the patterned ones. Those ones are usually pretty easy because they're, you know, there's so much repetition. So maybe I'll do one of those. Oh, I've got a frog in my throat. It's like killing me. I don't really know what to talk about, but I was gonna try and talk a little bit more about Japan, right? Because I felt like I was just like hating on Japan in my last video. I swear, you guys, I love Japan. I love it there. It's the one country that every time it's brought up, everybody's like, oh, I want to go there. It's, you know, it's perfect. And I'm always just like, no, it's not. No place is perfect. Like, you're just setting yourself up for failure when you assume a place is perfect. And nobody wants to do that. That's not good. No, don't do that. I don't know what else. I don't really know what to talk about because, you know, a lot of the time I was in these places, I was going to school. I mean, yeah, on weekends we would go visit places, but I mean, I don't really know how to explain it all and what to talk about. I don't know. A lot of my memories are, you know, just memories with friends, and you know, I don't think anybody wants to really hear about what me and my dorky friends do. But I don't know. I definitely recommend, like, if you have the chance to go, you should totally go. I mean, if you have the chance to go anywhere in the world, you should go. Having only one small point of view of the world, you know, that's not gonna teach you anything. Seeing the world, seeing different cultures, being introduced to different religions, and, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know, that can only make you, you know, a better person. Like, you'll understand other people. And I mean, personally, I've never cared what someone's race is. I don't know if that's because I was raised on military bases where, you know, every single race known to frickin' man was around me, but I never was like, oh my god, I can't have black friends because I'm white. Like, in high school, for 3 years, my best friend was black. Like, and I still have her on Facebook. She just recently had a birthday, so I was like, Amy, happy birthday! So, I, I don't, I mean, obviously, that's not the only thing that's going to keep you from being a racist. You just have to be a good person not to be a racist. But, you get to meet all kinds of people, and, you don't relate to them because, oh, we have the same skin tone, or we have different skin tones. You relate to them on, like, oh, wow, that's how your culture is? This is how my culture is, but I really like yours. Like, at the front of our house, as soon as you open the door, we have a wooden sign, and it says, "This is an American home, run Japanese style. Please take off your shoes and stay a while." In Japanese culture, they don't wear their shoes indoors. They'll wear slippers, and that's it. They won't wear, like, tennis shoes or heels or anything like that. And I was in Japan long enough that has stuck with me. As soon as I walk into someone's house, I'm like, so where do I put my shoes? And every once in a while, they're like, oh, no, didn't take them off. And I'm like, what? But I'm indoors. I shouldn't be wearing shoes. Like, the only time I don't think that is if someone's house is, like, gross or dirty, because I don't want to get my socks on that crap. Like, yeah. So, that's one thing that's always stuck with me. And then I know a lot of people assume that the Japanese always bow all the time, like in gratitude. And I mean, well, yeah, they bow when they're trying to be really respectful, but more often than not, they nod their heads. And slowly, not like really quickly or anything, like they're saying yes. It is a form of showing gratitude. And all the time when I tell people thank you, I find myself kind of nodding my head at them, and I'm like, either they didn't notice or they think I'm crazy, because Americans don't do that. We don't like, oh, thank you, and nod our heads. It's weird. I will say, I was so engrossed in the Japanese culture while I was there and the language. For the first year after I moved back to the States, anytime someone held the door open for me, I was like, oh, domo! And some people know that means thanks in Japanese, and most people either have no idea what it means, they think it's the character domo, that little cute brown guy, or they just think, domo arigato, Mr. Roboto, and they don't realize that means thank you very much. So they're just like, the fuck are you on, girl? Like, are you on drugs? And, so it took me a while to get through that, and now I say thank you and thanks. So, oh man. Talking about opening doors, that's one thing that's always really pissed me off. I've had people, or at least not to me, but I've seen other people do it. Someone will hold the door open for someone else. Person A is holding the door open for person B, and person B is like, I can hold the door open myself. You don't need to open it for me. And I'm always just like, they're not doing it because they think you're a wimp. They're doing it because they're a nice person. They're being polite. Like, oh my goodness. Anytime someone has ever held the door open for me, male or female, I always say thank you. I don't give a crap. Like, I've held the door open for guys before, and more often than not, they're really nice. And sometimes they're really surprised, because, like I said, I'm like 5'2". I'm a teeny tiny white girl, so, But they don't act like they're being emasculated because a girl's holding the door open for them. I will say, though, more often than not, I'll be holding the door open, and the guy, more often than not, is taller than me, and he'll put his arm out so his hand is over my head on the door, and he's like, oh, go right ahead. So it's like we're holding the door open for each other. It's kind of weird. But, I don't think it's rude. Like, oh no, how dare you not accept that I'm holding the door open for you? But I do think it is more rude when someone is like, I can hold the door open for myself. So stupid. Oh, okay, so on the screen, you'll see I have that black thread hanging down. It was because I wasn't sure if the black thread I had would be long enough. So I had the two strands, I separated them, and I pulled one through, and it ended up being long enough. So I just pulled them both through, no problem. But, it was just a safety precaution. Oh my gosh, that yellow star. So that yellow was all over the ornaments on the tree and some of the presents at the bottom. I did the yellow on the star last because I'd totally forgotten that it was there. I had put the yellow away. I looked at the pattern and I was like, wait a minute. There's the yellow star. That's the same symbol I was just doing. Why didn't I do it? So if you go back, you'll see there's a cut between the very top yellow ornament and me doing the star. Even though there was plenty of thread that I could have just done it immediately. So, I'm a dummy. Yeah, look at that. The tree's just floating there. There's nothing holding it up. And that's how it looks on theirs. I will say, looking at theirs, they clearly only used one strand when they did the pink French knots, which you'll see in a little bit. And you can really see that they have no stitches behind them. On mine, I think you can kind of see, but the French knots are bigger because I used 2 strands, so it's not as obvious that there aren't strands, there aren't stitches underneath. I don't know what to talk about. I don't have much longer. I have some questions. So, if you could stitch in any place in the world, where would it be? Well, if I have to record it, obviously my bedroom is the best place because it's where my setup is and it's, I'm comfortable with it. But if I didn't have to video it, oh man, anywhere? Gosh. I would love to say, I don't know, like Big Ben or the Eiffel Tower, some really high place, but that would be horrible because the wind up there would be bad. And then it would just be really cold because, the higher up you go, the colder it gets. So that wouldn't work. Any place in the world. You know what would be super inspiring? If I could get into like a huge air bubble and stitch on the bottom of the ocean. Alright, I know it would be really dark, so I'd have to have some kind of perfect light to stitch to or stitch with. But seriously, under the ocean would be amazing. We went snorkeling in Australia. Oh, here are the French knots. We went snorkeling in Australia, and it was some of the most beautiful stuff I'd ever seen. It was amazing. So I think that would be a really inspiring thing to stitch to is, all these colorful fish, the beautiful blue waters. It would be great. We did have the opportunity to go scuba diving, but they were saying, they were talking about air and all these things and how it can be difficult for some people. And I was like, I have asthma, so I guess not. Boom! It took me 5 minutes and almost 20 seconds to do all those French knots. Wow! I think the first time I did this pattern, I actually just made them stitches because I didn't know how to do French knots. I either just did stitches or I just did knots. They weren't French knots. But look at that. 5 minutes and I did 15, 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. Yeah, 20-ish of them, 24. I don't know. My fingers are really cold, so my fingers are not cooperating very well. But yeah, I doubt it's a world record or anything, and I doubt that's even a thing, but I just did a bunch of French knots in a row, and I think they all look pretty good. The only one that bothers me is that one. It's a little small, but it covers up the stitch, so it doesn't look weird or anything. That means 3 are done. Woohoo! It's only 12:45, so hopefully I can get another one done. Okay, now that I have reviewed what I was last talking about, I stand by my choice. I think stitching in the ocean would be really cool. Hello, loud truck. Goodbye, loud truck. I think that would be a really cool place to stitch. You'd be really inspired, and it'd just be really cool. So there's Tessa. I told you guys she could make that jump. I told you. Okay, so the next question. Tessa's about to interrupt me again. Oh, there she is. Look at her, she's so cute. Anyways, okay. Second question. What is your most interesting dream while sleeping? Awake? interesting. That one's hard to get a definition for, because like I have my most terrifying dream, which I know I've told you guys before in a previous video. I have no idea what one it was in, but I know I have before. It's the one where my grandma was trying to kill me. The house was on fire, and everything shrunk to fit into a little itty bitty purse. That was like the friggin' most terrifying, craziest dream ever. Most interesting. Gosh, that's hard. I guess one that when I woke up, all I did was spend more time thinking about like the kind of world I was in. So, I was there in this crazy place where everyone was living in the water. And I don't know what happened, but we ended up having to like travel through this underwater cave system or something. And we had breathing devices that covered up our mouths, and that was it. And I guess we had on goggles. I think so. I just know my ears were exposed to the water, and so was my nose. And if you got too close to the walls, or if you went down like a wrong corridor or whatever you want to call it in a cave, uh, these bugs would attack you, and they would, go into your ears and your nose. And that is actually a genuine fear I have. Like, I tend to sleep on one side, and I kind of have my hair covering the ear that's exposed. It just, I'm not scared of bugs, but I'm scared of them getting into my ears. Like, I don't know. That just really freaks me out. So, it was kind of like a nightmarish type dream, because, the whole time everyone was petrified that that was going to happen to them. And at one point, my little brother had gone down an area he wasn't supposed to. And everyone else was like, oh no, that's his own fault. You gotta leave him behind. And I was like, fuck you, that's my little brother. And seriously, in real life, that's what I would have said to them. Like, no, that's my little bro, dude. You know. So I went after him, and he was way, way younger when I had this dream. So he had no problem not touching the walls. But I was pretty big, and it was freaking me out. I was bumping into shit, and I was just, oh my god, like, these things are gonna get me, and I'm gonna die. And then it opened up into, like, a big cavern, and I was like, Chris, get your ass over here. We're going back to the group. And he was like, oh, but, I saw someone go this way, or something, or whatever it was. And I was like, I don't friggin' care, Chris. Turn your ass around. We're going back. So we got back safely, and everyone was cheering me on, and I was like, no, okay, y'all need to, like, shut your mouths right now. You were going to abandon him. Like, no, go away. Oh, sorry, on the screen right there, I was going to do the French knot with one strand, and I decided it was too small. The pictures they have, every single French knot is single strand, and they're all too small, so, screw them, whatever, they're losers. And it was just, I have no idea what had happened to the earth that's what happened, that like we were like flooded, and for some reason when we traveled we didn't use boats, which we have, like submarines and other things. We just traveled through the water, and we didn't have helmets or other things, which we do have. Like it was crazy. So I spent a lot of time thinking, like, what could have happened that would have caused the world to go in this direction? Like, I don't know if that's interesting to anybody else. Maybe it's just freaky, and I apologize if that dream bothers any of you. I hope it doesn't, because I'll probably have that dream again tonight. And I hated that dream because it bothered me. So most interesting dream while awake. So this one, I'm actually not sure if they mean just like a dream you have, like, oh, I want to be a superstar, or if a dream, like, those really vivid ideas you get, like when you're in the shower and you're just standing there thinking. Sometimes I end up dreaming. Like, I don't know how many people dream while they're awake, but I totally do, and it's crazy. It says now instead of let it snow. Although when I was reading it, it said like Mon or something, because I was upside down. Anyways, I'm not sure which it's referring to in that case, and so I'm not sure how to respond. Like, I mean, my most interesting dream that I want to fulfill would be like, you know, doing this for a living. I think that would be incredibly interesting. You know, getting to make projects come to life in front of people's eyes for a living. I think that's really interesting. I like it. And then for a dream while awake, the most interesting, I don't know if any of them would really be interesting because more often than not, it's just me like going over past events and reliving them in a different way. You know, like what if I had said this? What would have been the outcome? And then, you know, my mind just goes to like an alternate universe where, you know, everything changes. And I can't really think of a specific one. Like I remember the dreams while I'm asleep way better than the ones when I'm like in the shower or I'm just laying in bed, you know, like because I wake up an hour early and I can't fall back to sleep and I just dream. I have really vivid dreams and I tend to remember them really well. So, you know, I have crazy ones. And I think this is the last color, and they're all French knots. And that thread right there, oh my gosh, that was driving me nuts. It got all knotted up, and then it didn't want to come undone, and then just, oh yeah, yay. French knots are pretty, but I really hate them. So yeah, everybody so far has been saying they enjoy my narration, so hopefully you guys enjoy these. And I'm about to finish it right now. Right now. And that should be the last of that one. It's 3:30, so I think this is the last one I'm going to do for today. I don't believe I have work tomorrow, so I should be able to do some more. I know I should probably work on a big project, but I want to try and get these done because some of my family members are going to be driving up to other family members, and I want to, you know, be able to give them Christmas presents. So, woo! And that's probably most likely going to be the end of Christmas Ornaments Day 2. The Let It Snow took me about an hour. And what did I say the Christmas tree was? An hour and a half? I don't remember. But there's 4 of them so far. And they're all the stocking shape. So I don't know how much fabric is left over. I don't really want to worry right now about making them into stockings. So I might begin day 4 with that, or I might just leave it all for, you know, when I get a ton of them done. But yeah, I can fit some more. So I could probably get what, 6 more? I think about 6 would be good. But yeah, these are going to be cut off because all those French knots, if they get pushed into here, they're going to get destroyed. And that would be stupid. So, yeah. You'll probably know immediately if day 4 starts with me making them into stockings or not. You want to join me, Tesness? It's so weird to be signing off when the sun is still up. Like, this feels so unnatural, but I'm not going to get home until after 9:30, most likely after 10. And, you know, I don't want to have to be worrying about any of this when I want to go to sleep. So, yeah, I'm going to go do the narration for the Let It Snow Snowman, because I already did the Christmas tree. Yeah. And then I'm probably going to pick something for a very early lunch. No, actually, I already had lunch. A very early dinner. So, Tessa. So, yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed the 2 patterns I finished today for day 3. I enjoyed stitching them. And, yeah. Subscribe, share, like, comment, all that jazz. And I'll see you in the next video.